What girl's texting you now?
I love doing that.
Who are you talking to now? Who's texting us? Hey guys! Welcome to the first full-length episode of the Overly Unhinged Podcast. Woo! Yeah! So, you might notice a drastic difference between how we look right now versus how we looked in the first episode.
Yeah. Apologies for that episode. We were very exhausted and tired from the whole entire day. It was filmed late. But
we just wanted to get something out there. That's all. But we're dressed like this because we are going to the club.
Yep. Going clubbing, night out.
We're going to go out. We're going to drink. We're going to dance. We're going to have fun. Because it's Friday night.
It's 7 p.m. Friday.
It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no.
Man.
And no.
Man.
Ain't got me. Nice censorship there. Love it.
Okay. What do we want to talk about first? Because we have some topics today. All thanks to her because I didn't do shit.
All I do is think all the time.
I think, but then I'm like not writing anything down, and I'm like, well, this isn't enough to talk about. But it is always. I just don't feel like it.
Fair enough. I mean, I just carry this thing around with me wherever I go anyway, so might as well use it.
Why
you know?
not? I'm adjusting a blanket right now. I'm freezing cold. I'm sorry.
I don't understand. It's like 73 degrees in here.
I'm so cold.
I'm burning up right now.
And I'm wearing like long sleeves and everything, and I'm just shivering. So bear with me.
I don't understand.
I don't know what's wrong with me either.
Something though that I want to say, we are going to start doing weekly segments.
Hopefully we remember.
Ideally. Both of us have our own segments. So for her, it's going to be Song of the Week.
Yes.
And then for me, I'm going to do Makeup Product of the Week. Mm-hmm. Just because I know a lot of people that are watching this, I see you guys, like makeup just like me. So why not?
I love music. That's all I really care about and think about and do in my free time.
That's true.
Music.
It's constant music with that one. But yeah, so I figure why not start this off with these segments and get it out of the way.
I already forgot the song.
That's okay.
It's been trending on TikTok recently. I haven't seen the movie because I don't care about the movies. It's kind of funny. It's from Despicable Me 4.
Okay.
Haven't seen anything past the first one, by the way. I literally don't care about that franchise. But the Pharrell Williams song, what's it called? Double Life. That has been everywhere I look, and I can't get it out of my head. So that is my song of the week. And also I've seen so many edits. I love edits, okay? Whether it's like anime cartoons, real people, anything. I love good edits. And if you can edit a character to a song and you like that is their theme, like that is so them. Oh my god, I'm eating it up. It's so good. But that song, banger. So that's my current song of the week right now. So
yeah, and we would play it for you guys, but we don't want to have to deal with copyright issues.
Just trust me.
Just look it up. You'll
like
it.
Trust me.
Yeah, she's got good taste. Obviously.
Thank you. Of course, this has to be my first song of the week. I can't pick an actual good song.
That's okay. It's whatever you got going on.
It's not a bad song. It's a really good song. I just think it's funny that it comes from Despicable Me 4. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. And then beauty product of the week. The Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks. They're new. They literally just came out. She also launched some lip liners, which great. They're probably going to be the one next week, but I don't know yet. These are so good. They just glide right on. They stay for longer than you would expect any glossy product to last. And they just feel good. And they smell good. They smell like her original Gloss Bomb formula. I know the one she released recently, she changed the scent. But they're good. You could get them at Ulta. Shameless plug. Go see me there. Anyway.
Also looking at your wrist.
Oh, right.
Got a little something to tell you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this little second skin that's rolling up here. Looks like I'm shedding.
Yeah.
But we got matching tattoos. Matching tattoos.
Finally.
Yeah, after like, what, 8 years of friendship?
9 years, yeah.
Something like that. We finally just went and did it.
It was about time.
Yeah.
But we got, I don't know if you guys can see it so far away. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll try and zoom in. It's the sun outline and like a little crescent moon in the middle. Because it's just a little connection we've always had in our lives. And then when we talk about it, we realize we were literally like each other's other half when it comes to that. Because I am a moon girly. I love the moon. She is gorgeous to me. If you looked in my camera roll, it's so many pictures of the moon. I love her. I have like the moon phases tattooed right here. Y'all can't see that and you probably won't see that. But I have the phases up here. Like, she means the world to me. So that was why I got the moon, and then she got the sun, because...
Yeah, just because I feel like overall, once you get to know me at least, on the outside I may not seem like it, but I'm really a bubbly, happy person, and I've always really connected with just the sun and what it represents. And since we're literally each other's other halves, when we figured that out, it was like perfect.
It was insane.
So of course we had to do something that incorporated both of those things. And we decided to have the moon inside the sun so that they're always connected. Yeah. Because we're always connected. Because best friends for life.
Exactly. It just made sense. And I love it so much. I'm so happy with it.
I know. I keep looking at it. I've been looking at it since we get it done.
I forgot it's there because, like, I don't know. Like, it just feels natural for it to be there until, like, I feel the second skin and I'm like, oh, what is that on my arm?
No, I keep doing that.
Just got a tattoo.
It keeps freaking me out. It feels like we've had this for forever.
Yeah, literally.
But we got it done like...
What time is it now?
Probably I don't know. It's like 9 o'clock. Wow, it's like 9 o'clock. So yeah, like 7 hours ago.
Yeah, which is so funny.
Yeah.
But I forget I got this one. Because I also have one on my thigh.
Yeah, that she got yesterday.
Yesterday, by myself. So... It's all inky right now, but it's, if you know, you know. It's the fairy tale anime, their like guild symbol that every member has when they join the guild. I got that design. It's all black and it's on my thigh. I got it in the same spot as Juvia, which is my girl. Oh my god, I love her so much. But yeah, I got that, and it is more painful than what this is right now, because this hurt and like stung right after I got it, and I was like, it hurts. And she was like, I don't feel anything.
Yeah, I didn't feel a thing.
This is just sore right now. It's just a lot of pain.
But it is a lot bigger and it's fully blacked out.
Yeah.
So of course it's going to be sore instead of just this little
gigantic open wound on my thigh right now. So
literally, yeah.
But yeah, that was a little update.
Yeah, and you're planning on getting another one, right?
Yeah, eventually. Not as close as I got these two. Yeah,
give your body a break.
But probably like a week or two from now, maybe, hopefully, if I can afford it.
Yeah, and I'm planning on getting more soon, hopefully.
Yes.
I want to finish up. You guys didn't see it before, but I've got this whole beautiful vine. I want to finish up this arm, and then I'm going to start on my left leg.
Yeah.
Full sleeve kind of thing. I'm excited. Just... That's money and time that I don't have. Money and time that I don't have. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Exactly. I have my ideas for tattoos, but I'm not going to explain them. Just know I'll probably be tatted up in the future.
Yeah, and she'll talk about it when she gets it.
Always.
Same with me.
Always.
All right.
But what do you want to talk about first? Because there's a lot.
There is a lot. It's a very long list.
Oh, and there's some that we were kind of passionate about that we could go on forever. So we got to be careful because we don't want to take the whole podcast time.
Yeah, because we were talking earlier, just kind of...
And she'd be like, have you heard about this? Okay, what about this? And I would be like, yes, we should save it though.
We should save it. So you could get real reactions from this one.
Yeah, because she has so much to like explain to me.
So much.
I'm not on social media, like I mentioned like in the last episode. Like I've just kind of tried to stay off. I'll see like trends here and there if I like go on my computer, rarely, and I like log into my socials there. But like any kind of like topical like drama, whatever is going on in this like media space, I have no clue.
Yeah.
So
she finds out from me.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. But we'll get into some of that stuff later. One thing I do want to talk about first from my little lovely list.
Mm-hmm.
Red flags when it comes to dating.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't even, like, off the top of my head, I don't think I can come up with anything. I gotta think about this.
Yeah, give it some thought.
There's a lot.
One of my biggest red flags is if you're, like, whether you're officially in a relationship with him or not, like, if you guys are dating, there's some kind of like chemistry going on, and he always puts his phone upside down. Always has it upside down. Or he'll be like, you'll be sitting next to him. He'll pull out his phone to answer a text message, and he does one of these.
Just the secrecy of it.
Yeah, it's like...
What are you hiding?
If you're already
like
that worried about me seeing your phone, something's going on that you don't want me to know about, and I don't like that.
That's fair. That's a good one.
I do not like that one bit.
Red flags. I am so bad at catching red flags. Because I just let shit slide, and then I'm like, why did this happen? I wonder why. I don't know. It's,
I have another one. Another red flag, I would say, is if he tries to police what you wear. Because...
Or police anything that you do. Like, trying to control you in a way and be like, well, why are you doing that? Like, whatever. Just, like telling you what to do.
Who are you?
You're not my dad.
Exactly.
And my dad doesn't even tell me what I can and can't do or can and can't wear. Like that.
Exactly. So if my dad doesn't even do it, what makes you think you can?
What makes you think I'm going to listen to you?
Exactly. Like, you can talk all you want, but...
Even if my dad does tell me what to do or say or, like, wear, I'm literally like, no. Why do you care?
Yeah.
Number one, I am a grown adult.
Exactly.
If I am being, like, out of line, I'll take his opinion into consideration. But most of the time, I'm just like, no, Dad. Shut up. Like, I don't tell my dad to shut up because he would kill me, but
Facts.
I'm just like, no, I'm gonna do me. And most of the time he doesn't care. He's like, do whatever you want. So that's a big important one.
Yeah. Don't let a man tell you what to wear, who to hang out with, where to go. Now, be respectful of your relationship. Like, if it's something that he expresses that he's not comfortable with, then take it into consideration. But if he's just going and, like, you're getting ready to go out on a date with him or something, and you put on a cute dress, and he looks at you and he's like, take that off, go change. I don't want other people looking at you and something like that. That's when it's a problem. That's when it's a problem. But definitely make sure to discuss and set boundaries with each other first.
Yeah.
But other than that, don't let a man tell you what to do, what to wear, where to go, who to see. None of that. You're grown. You can do what you want. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like, okay, this is like a hit or miss one that I think about a lot, depending. Their relationship with their mother.
Don't even
or
get me
sister.
started.
Any, like, female relative in their family. However that relationship goes, I feel like whether they are super close or, like, how they treat her says a lot.
Definitely. I feel like it's like the two very dramatic ends of the spectrum.
Yes, and they can be
if it's in the middle, like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, we want people that get along with their family.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless there's a legitimate reason, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But no, if they're either extremely horrible.
Yeah, and, like, hates women, like, you can clearly see it how they, like, talk to her or, like, treat her, just, like, the least amount of disrespect for no reason, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's scary.
The complete opposite end of the spectrum, where they're full on, for lack of a better term, mama's boy.
Yeah, attached at the hip, does anything for her, does everything with her.
Runs every time she calls, even if it's on your birthday.
Everything is surrounded by his mother.
She has to be involved in everything. Every argument she gets dragged into.
Yep.
You're going on dates and suddenly his mother is there in the same restaurant, one table away.
Yeah, or she's like texting, calling him all the time. Just
or
weird
bailing
behavior.
on plans with you.
If he is a
to
grown
go to his
man,
mother.
why does he need his mother to do things for him?
Yeah, like, I understand being close with your mom because my mom's literally, like, my best friend.
Same.
I'm so close with her. I tell her everything.
Literally.
But there's still that line.
Yeah.
And we haven't crossed it because there's no reason to. She understands that I've got my own thing going on, my own life. I'm a grown woman. And now, don't get me wrong. She is nosy. She asks all the questions all the time.
Same.
She's constantly wanting to know what's going on with my friends, with work, with my dating life. But that's normal. She's a mom.
Yeah.
But she doesn't try to insert herself. Like, if I'm talking to her and venting to her about something going on, like with a friendship or with a relationship, she won't just butt in and give unnecessary and unwarranted advice.
Yeah.
Or go out of her way to, like, contact this other person, like, things like that.
Exactly.
She'll ask me, she'll be like, do you want me to just listen? or do you want to know what I think?
Exactly.
Like, stuff like that, like, I get. But when it's just anytime you have an argument and you're getting texts and calls from his mother.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's when it's a little, definitely red flag. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Another, some people might disagree with me. Some people might disagree. Another thing that is a red flag for me is if he absolutely, like, you're going on dates, like, you're trying to be exclusive, all of that, and he absolutely refuses to even offer to pay for something. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't necessarily think, like, every single date the man has to pay for everything, because no. Relationships 50-50, like,
back and forth.
Exactly. Like, you pay one time, I'll pay the next.
Yeah.
Or we're going to the movies, you buy the tickets, I buy the snacks. Things like that. Mm-hmm. But if he's constantly relying on you for your money to pay for every single thing, especially if he's the one that asks you on a date,
that's the one.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Now, if you suggest it and you're like, hey, let's go out, let's go get some dinner, let's go to a movie afterwards, then, I mean, that's one thing, because you are offering to him. You're offering to treat him. That's one thing. But if he suggests it and he's like, let me take you out, he needs to at least offer to pay. Now, I know a lot of you independent women, if he offers and you say no, then that's on you. But he has to at least offer.
Yes.
Especially if it's his idea.
Yes.
Because that's like, it's happened to me before.
It's just
I get asked on a date.
Disrespectful.
I get there, and then they ask, oh, is it on one tab, or are you splitting it? And he'd be like, oh, we're splitting.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Without even discussing it? Wow.
No discussion or anything. Like, it was literally, I was blindsided sitting at that table with the waitress just looking at me, embarrassed, because I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I always have my money with me, don't worry. But, like, seriously, no discussion is crazy. If it's something that you guys decide on ahead of time, then that's different.
If he had, like, looked at you and was like, well, do you feel comfortable splitting the bill or not?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yeah, that's
fine.
I
would be like, heck yeah, I'll pay for myself. I don't want a man's money.
Himself. That's crazy.
So, red flag. Red flag.
Yes. I think also during dates, like, trying to, like, make things work, like, actually, like, liking this person, trying to become, like, exclusive or, like, get into an actual relationship, looking at what they talk about, depending on their ex and stuff like that, if they, how they explain, like, when that ended, number one, how that ended.
Big thing, for sure.
Like, if they acknowledge that they were also wrong when it ended or something like that, if it wasn't just her, or if they're just straight up being like, she's crazy, she did that, like, red flag. On top of that, like, during the date, if they are just, I don't know, like, they don't ask you anything about yourself.
It's all about them.
It's all about them. And then if you are talking about yourself and then, like, they're like, okay, cool, starts talking about their own thing again, just cut it off. The man is not interested in you. The man does not care for your time. He just wants somebody to listen to him.
Yeah, and piggybacking off of that.
And do things for him.
Yeah, right? Piggybacking off of that, if you are asking him questions or he's asking you questions on, like, a first date, let's say, and he makes sure you answer first, and then all of his responses are, oh my gosh, no way, me too.
That's crazy.
Red flag, because he's literally telling you everything that you would want to hear or try to seem like the perfect guy for you instead of showing his true colors up front.
Yeah.
Because then you have no idea what you're getting into with who, because everything you say is suddenly his favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to date myself. I live with myself. I get enough of me already. Yeah. So if I'm getting with a person that is exactly like me, ew.
Yeah, and
it's like I need diversity.
For me, it's more so like, I don't know who that person actually is.
Yes.
Because like they could be literally anybody. They could do anything, and I would have no idea because they molded their entire personality at the very beginning around what I like.
Yeah.
And that is scary, especially in the year of 2024 as a woman. Terrifying. So I don't want to...
I'm doing the John Cena. can't see
me. But yeah, crazy stuff.
I don't know if I have any other red flags though. I'm bad at noticing them. So.
I could go on
until
on.
After it's over, and I'm like, ooh, I could have seen that before.
That was a red flag. That was a red flag.
Yeah, but it's always specific people, not.
Ooh, I got another one.
Okay.
Never letting you go to where he lives.
Not
letting you go, whether he lives with family, roommates, by himself, not letting you go to his space at all, especially if you're like officially in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it's always either you guys are going out or he's coming to your place. That's sketchy.
That's scary.
That's sketchy because who knows what's going on there. He could have a wife at home. That could be why he's not letting you go back to the house. Like that, big red flag.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Big red flag. I could go on and on and on and on about red flags because with my experience, I've encountered plenty. But I don't want this segment to be too long to the point where you guys get bored. So
if we come up with more, we'll probably count them out. Or wait, call them out.
Count them out. Yeah, if we come up with more, we'll just randomly throw them in there. But if you guys think of any,
comment down below.
Let us know.
Red flags you guys notice, and
let us know because it might be something
not
that we
even
don't
just
notice.
Guys, because we mainly are talking about men, but you can
all of this,
women too.
all of this can apply to women too.
Yes.
Everything that was said could still apply to women.
It's both ways.
Exactly.
Always goes.
Red flags all the way
Never
around.
a double standard.
Red.
No.
Red. So, yeah, if you think of any, comment down, let us know because it could be something that we haven't noticed yet and we're ignoring. So, help us out and we will help you out. Okay.
Off of that, I have a question. Do you think you could be the person with all the red flags in the relationship sometimes?
Definitely.
I know you. Okay,
no,
you, but not in like the worst ways that we were kind of explaining.
And not really in a relationship.
No, yeah.
That's different. But if I'm in like a talking stage or a situationship, I hate calling it that, but that gets the point across. If it's like that, then sometimes I definitely could have a little baby red flag every now and then. But I feel like everybody does at some point in time. My main one, I would have to say, I get very, I don't want to say jealous, a little possessive when I shouldn't be. Like, it's...
I say that even if it's like we're not serious. Like, I'm like, why are you talking to her?
You're talking to other girls?
I'm crazy.
Or like...
That's my red flag, is I'm crazy. Like, from the start, I am crazy. If I develop feelings for you, you're over. Like, I'm cooked.
But hey, at least it's from the start and they know what they're getting into.
You know,
that's the thing.
I try to warn them. I warn them. I literally would be like, look, I can get like this and do that and do that. I'm crazy. Are you ready for that? And they're like, that's fine. I love crazy. Oh,
and then they experience it.
And I'm like...
Then they experience it and completely change their tune.
Okay, but then when I start triggering you and you start like fearing me, I don't think you like it anymore. So don't lie to me, like.
For sure. And then for me also, I feel like I can be a little toxic sometimes. For sure, I definitely can. Again, not when I'm in an actual relationship. Like the way that I act in the stages before that versus when I'm actually with somebody, polar opposites.
Toxic in what way? Like the way you treat them, or like?
Not in the way that I treat them, because I'm never like mean to them or like anything like that. But more so, my biggest thing that I've noticed that I've done in the past, not recently as much, but a while back it was all the time. If I would be like, let's say I'm hanging out with this guy that I am seeing, talking to, whatever you want to call it, and his phone dings. What girl's texting you now?
I love doing that.
Who are you talking to now? Who's texting us? Exactly. See, she gets it. Who's texting us?
We have the same mind.
Like, things like that, I would say that's the way that I was toxic.
I still do that even in a real relationship. Like, if we're, like, official and shit, I will still make those jokes. Because at that point, I'm doing it as a joke.
Yeah.
Because I trust you enough to know that you're not actually talking to somebody. But, like, it's just funny for me to make.
Yeah.
Same as the, like, oh, so you hate me kind of jokes. Knowing that you don't actually hate me in those moments, I just say it because you're doing something that I don't like or because you're going against my word. And it's funny to me. I don't actually mean it. But then when they start getting offended by it, they're like, I don't like when you make those jokes. Okay. I'm about
like,
to say
sorry.
something mean. I feel like, okay, pussy. But, like...
Nah, you're being the toxic one.
I'm
like,
a little
it
bad. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like at times you should be able to read the jokes.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you're, like, with somebody, they should know you well enough at that point to know if you're joking.
Exactly. So I feel like it's different. But, no, yeah, in the talking stage, it is a little toxic. I can be a little crazy.
For sure. I'm right there with you.
But that's only if, like, I have the feelings there. And I'm, like...
And it's, for me,
actually
it's very rare
jealous.
for me to get there.
And I'm actually jealous at that time when I say it. And I'm like, you're talking to other girls? Who's texting us?
Yeah.
Oh, who's that? Oh, you gotta take a phone call? Who's calling?
Yeah. Oh, answer it.
Yeah.
Put it on speaker.
No, right here.
Yeah. Let me hear her voice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I could tell her what you're up to right now. Mm-hmm.
I'm crazy, dude.
It's okay. I'm right there with you.
Okay, let's move on.
Crazy. The moral of that entire segment, we're crazy.
I'm literally insane.
We are crazy.
I am insane,
Don't mess
crazy,
with us.
and delusional, and I think I'm about to self-diagnose. I don't think I should say this online.
Yeah, don't self-diagnose. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Just relationships are not for me right now, and I'm healing.
She's healing. Be proud of her.
I'm doing so good at this. I'm trying my best.
Which is all you can do.
My
You
therapist
just
says
gotta
I'm doing great, so I take her word for it.
Of course, of course, of course.
Age gaps.
Age gaps. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I saw this post earlier, which is what made me write it down because wild. It was basically a confessional post. It was on, I think, BuzzFeed. I don't know. It was an anonymous confession.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
Yes.
Okay, I know exactly.
An anonymous confession. And basically what it said was, I am a 16-year-old girl, and I have been dating my dad's best friend. You heard that right. Dad's best friend since I was 13. He just turned 50.
Dude.
50! Like...
I'm like, I want to throw up.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Because that's so, oh my god, terrifying.
Terrifying. That is for sure...
And like...
illegal.
Very illegal.
Illegal.
Somebody needs to track them down and get that man arrested.
My question is it secret?
Most likely.
Because there's no way that if the dad knows about this, that he would be either A, letting it happen, or B, even still having his best friend around.
Exactly.
Because
it has to be secret. But how are they keeping it a secret for this long? 3 years. It's been 3 years. If she was 13 when it started and she's 16 now.
I'm thinking probably what happens is like, I'm assuming because dad's best friend, super close.
Yeah.
Probably family friend kind of thing.
Has been around since she was a kid.
So they probably like...
Which is even
he'll be
more
like,
disgusting that he was there when she was a baby. That's
exactly. But I feel like
grooming.
I feel like they are... Maybe he'll be like, hey, I'm going to take her out and we're going to go shopping or something. Or we're going to go do this. I'll watch her for a while. Things like that. Or maybe she just, this is complete speculation because that was the only snippet that it had. So no idea what's going on with it. But maybe like, let's say she's in a sport.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll pick her up from practice. I'll drive her to her games.
It could also be the dad's best friend could have kids her age and she'll be like, oh, I'm going to go hang out with so-and-so to go to their house. That
is wild to think about. And I don't know how people, especially people at the age of 50 or up, could see somebody that young and be like, that's who I want.
It's always on the older person too. It's never the younger person's fault. I will never blame the younger person because I have been the younger person where I'm in that situation with an older person and like,
and it's the attention.
You are
supposed
to be the mature adult with the right moral set to stop you from making these decisions and doing these things because you, like as the adult, were their age at that time.
Exactly.
Knowing how their mind works, knowing that they are not fully mentally mature enough to be making these decisions, Because of course at 13, 16, you think you know it all. You think that you're mature, or he'll probably pull the words, "You're so mature for your age." Ooh! Has anybody ever had that said to them? Because that literally makes me so gross every time I think about it. Even now, people will be like, "Oh, you're so mature for your age." What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
That just means I've had a lot of trauma.
And
that is not good.
It's always coming from older people. Yes. That's one thing another thing I don't understand. If I'm like out, let's say I go to Walmart or something. If someone were to hit on me, 9 times out of 10, it's an old man. Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10.
Most compliments I get are from older men.
Yeah.
Like, here and there, like, somebody will be like, "Oh, you're so pretty," or "I love your hair," or "You have a nice smile." Okay. Most of the time, that is very rare. It's like a younger person saying those things to me. Most of the time, it is an older man. Just like, being like, "You look so lovely, darling." We live in the South. I'm just like, ugh.
The little accent. Yeah, that makes me think of...
I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And then I'm like, "Oh," when I walk away, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, that makes me think of one time, when was it? I think it was junior year of college, which was, oh my gosh, that was 3 years ago.
You're like 21.
Anyway, I was in Walmart. I was shopping for, what was I? I was looking for fabric because I majored in theater, design technology, but my concentration was like clothing design and makeup and wigs. Mm-hmm. So a lot of what was going on with my degree was me designing clothes and costuming for the theater department. Mm-hmm. So I was at Walmart looking for fabric, and I had just gotten off of work that day. At the time, I still worked at Ulta. I had my name tag on still. First mistake. If you are a young woman and you're going somewhere after work, take your name tag off.
Yes.
Because 1, you don't want these people knowing your real name. 2, you do not want them to know where you work. Yeah. Because if they know where you work, it's way easier to find out other things about you that you don't want them to know. Mm-hmm. So that was my mistake. Now, anytime I go somewhere, pop the name tag off because yeah. Anyway, I was in the fabric aisle and I heard someone from behind me say, "Excuse me." So I turned around. It was this older man. He was probably in his 50s. And he told me, he was like, "I like your hair." And I said, "Well, thank you." Because I love my hair.
Generic compliment.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, safe, whatever. It's just a little compliment. Yeah. It's not like he was like, "Oh, you're so gorgeous," or anything like that. Yeah, so I took the compliment. Then he started asking me about different types of fabric. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. We're in the fabric aisle. He probably doesn't know what he's looking for. Like, yeah, I could talk about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's what my degree is in. Mm-hmm. That segued into, do you have a boyfriend? Would you like to go out with me? And all of this different stuff, which I turned him down. I said I did have a boyfriend. I didn't have one at the time, but he didn't need to know that.
I do that all the
time. And then I said goodbye, and I walked away. Not once did I tell him my name or anything about me at all. I finished what I'm doing in Walmart, and I'm heading up towards the self-checkout, and I run into him again. And at this point, I had taken my name tag off because I realized after I walked away, I still had it on. And I put it in my purse. And he came back up to me, and he was like, "So, Sierra." Yeah, when he said that, my blood ran cold. Like, it was terrifying because even though I knew how he found out my name, it was because of my name tag, it's still hearing this man that I had not introduced myself to use my name like that and talk that like he was that comfortable with me. Scary. It was so scary. And then he started asking me where I went to school. There were 2 Ultas. There was 2 Ultas in that city. And so he asked me which one I worked at.
None of your business, bro.
Exactly. I told him, I was like, I'm not comfortable sharing that information.
What do you, a 50-year-old man, have any business doing in Ulta? By the way, Ulta Beauty is crazy for a 50-year-old man.
Exactly. But he was asking me about my work, which location I worked. He was asking me, "Oh, are you a student? Where do you go to school?" All this stuff. I just walked away from him, and he was following me.
Oh, my God.
So once I got to self-checkout, I grabbed the worker, and I just let them know, like, hey, this guy will not leave me alone. He's been following me this whole time, asking me all these personal questions. And then he finally, I guess it scared him, and he left. But,
That's so scary.
I just don't understand how bold do you have to be to go up to someone that is like half your age and just say things like that or ask those kinds of questions. Like, because I wouldn't even go up to somebody my own age.
No, yeah.
And ask those questions, but then again, I am shy.
We are kind of introverts. So.
Yeah, but like still, it just blows my mind.
It's just insane to
blows my mind.
Ever put somebody in that situation knowing what the outcome would be.
It's not the first or only time either, but I'll get into that on another day. The time that I was chased to my car from inside the same Walmart that happened at.
Oh, I think I remember you telling
me. I don't go there anymore. But that's a story for another day because it's insane. That did bring me to a question, though, about the age gaps. In your opinion, what is the biggest acceptable age gap for a relationship?
I feel like it depends. Mm-hmm. Only because when you are freshly 18, you are not at the right levels or stages for like 25 or anything like
Definitely, I would agree.
So I feel like freshly 18 should be around like 22 under to be dating. And even then it's kind of pushing it because like the maturity levels are so different there. Because freshly 18, I still have the mind of 17, 16, 15-year-old me. Mm-hmm. And I have no idea what the adult world is looking like, what all of that looks like yet. Yeah. So I just feel like it's kind of different in that retrospect. Of course, you are a legal adult at that time in America, obviously. But I feel like it's so different. Because at 18, at any age, I thought I knew everything. 15, I thought I knew everything. 18, I thought I knew everything. 20, I thought I knew everything. But every single time I reached that age, I would look back at the age I thought I knew everything at, and I was like, I knew nothing. Jack shit. Like, I had no idea what I was in for, what I was, like, going into. Like, it's just weird. But I feel like that's the only one that it, like, differs with. That it should be kind of close to their age versus, like, I feel like as you get older, 25 plus or whatever, you can date like 10 plus years older than you. As long as that situation wasn't them grooming you or anything like that traumatically or because it definitely dangerous, you know.
It depends on what stage of your life you're in for sure. Yes. Like for me, for example, excuse me, I'm 23, about to be 24. Mm-hmm. I would not date anybody younger than 21. Yeah. If I can't legally go get alcohol with you, go to a club and drink with you, go to a bar, get a drink at a restaurant with you, too young.
Even looking at 22-year-olds, I'm like,
I know, like that's pushing it for me.
It's
for
scary
sure.
To me. I don't like dating younger than me for those reasons.
Usually, I just stick to a year older than me or a year younger than me.
Plus, I feel like
that little range.
I feel like because I focus more on men when I'm dating. That because men mentally mature slower than women, so dating younger than me, I feel like I always have that in mind, and I'm like,
the immaturity level is for sure there.
Especially at like 22, you are either fresh out of college or like you're still, you know, coming up, military. Finding yourself, like all of your 20s, late teens, early 20s, those years are very formative years still. I know like your teens and early, like all that is formative for you, but these years, because I'm also 23, are very formative still. I'm still finding myself. I still don't know what I want to do, don't know who I am really that well. So taking that into consideration when I am going to start dating somebody, I look at the age, I look at the maturity levels coming from them, and not in a like, oh, you're so mature for your age. Ugh. More like, how do you hold yourself up, like in these situations or like in this scenario, and like how do you manage your life, how do you go about your life? Because if you are 22 and you were still having your mother call your appointments in and like schedule all of these things for you or pay for these things for you, I feel like that says a lot on what maturity level you are. Not saying it's bad, because I did that at 22. My mom still will call my appointments in and schedule things for me and like do things for me because I am a baby and I don't know how to function without my mother, okay? I will admit that, because once she's gone, I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. That freaks me out. But I'm just saying, you know, like, it shows just how well you can match each other. And if you can't match me on these things and you're still kind of like here, and even if we're the same age, I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
And another aspect of that for me is like, I really do not want to have to act as somebody's mother.
Yes.
I
don't want to
really,
take care of you.
I don't want to have to be the one that anytime a situation arises, I have to come up with a solution.
Yeah. I have to problem solve for you. Like, I have to, like, I can barely take care of myself. I don't want to have to take care of another grown-ass human being.
Exactly.
Like, that's crazy. I'm not doing all that. But I feel like, not even just saying, like, younger guys are immature. Older guys are immature, too. Oh, my God. It doesn't matter what age they are. Yeah. They will never fully ever develop and be mature unless...
It's rare that you find one that is.
Unless they can get to that place themselves. Rarely ever happens, okay? It takes them probably those 40, 50 years of their lifetime to reach that point. So I just don't have any hopes for the male species right now. But I'm not saying there aren't any good apples out there, okay? Like, it's just, it takes time. And I feel like this day and age is kind of killing most of those...
For sure.
Ways of growing, I feel like.
Dating culture in general in the year 2024.
I just don't want to be in it anymore.
Is so fucked.
It's so bad.
It's so fucked.
It's scary out there, guys.
Because, like, you think back to years and years ago. Mm-hmm. I was going to say in the 1900s. I mean, technically, yes.
In the early 2000s when we were babies.
Then too. But you think back to times like that and seeing and, like, hearing stories from, like, parents or older people that you know.
And they're like, we just met and, like, did this and, like, we were all... Yeah. Ever since then, we were together. Exactly. That's what my mom tells me. She was like, yeah, within, like, the first 2 weeks, I was, like, living with your dad. And I was like...
The same with my parents. They met.
What?
They met because my dad was a truck driver and my mom worked at a truck stop. They met and were married very soon after that. And they've been together ever since. Like, my dad's 80 now. They met when he was... How old was he? 26?
Yep.
They've been together that long.
My parents were together in their early 20s? No, late 20s. They met. It was really funny because... I'm about to tell my parents' love story. It was really funny because my mom was on a date with this other guy and he had taken her to one of her friend's house, which ended up being my dad's brother's house. And so she didn't even like the guy she was on a date with. She was there. She couldn't say no because she's like me. Or I guess I'm like her. But
either way.
She saw my dad and they both said it was like love at first sight when they saw each other. Very cute. And she did not see that guy ever again and saw my dad like every single day and they hung out all the time and he ended up moving in with her because he didn't live in the state that he was at. He was visiting his brother at the time, so he ended up just staying with my mom after that. And they just like lived together for a good year. And he had proposed to her within like 2 weeks. Wow. And like wanted to get married, but she had already had like issues with that. She was like, no. It broke his heart. I felt so bad. But then she had his baby a year later, so I don't know what's going on up in her head, but she
her mom's something.
She's so funny for
Love
that.
You.
They got married after I was born, which is really funny. But anyways, yeah. So stories like that is like
and
what?
then
like,
you turn around and see how it is now, and it's more so hookup culture.
Yeah.
And then again, I already mentioned it once. I hate using this term, situationship.
No, same. I hate it.
Situationship.
This is more like that's more of dating than like what we specify as dating. Because how would you label like dating versus like you're just in a relationship? Like I feel like dating culture should be going out, seeing multiple people. You are dating. Mm-hmm. Like going on dates. You are dating. And then when you are officially like with somebody and you make that label of like we are boyfriend and girlfriend or like boyfriend and boyfriend or girlfriend and girlfriend, then you are in a relationship.
Yeah.
You are taken. You are...
Yeah, there shouldn't be that weird middle ground that they call a situationship where
Gross.
it's basically you are doing everything that is done in an actual relationship, but
without
one person just doesn't want to give a label for whatever reason. Whether it's they're still afraid of commitment, they're still seeing other people.
Can you tell my personal beef?
Oh, I do too. I'm trying to stay calm, okay? But like, I don't know. I feel like that, especially with that whole terminology becoming so popular
it's ruined
recently, it made the already horrible dating culture that we've had for the past few years way worse.
It's ruined it.
It has. It's so hard to find someone that actually wants to do the regular dating relationship. Not that weird middle ground where everything's in limbo and you don't know what's going on. You don't know what you guys are. And anytime you ask, they're like, oh, I like you so much. I want to be with you. It's just not yet. We're moving too fast. Let's take it slow. Like all of those excuses, it's just, it makes me not even want to deal with it, honestly.
What it could have been?
What?
I feel like COVID could have for sure ruined it in
That's
the way
true.
of like people are going out less. They don't like they're using dating apps for all of this to like meet up and do things, which I think is terrible. Rather than just going out places, there's not like I've seen people talk about like having a third place other than like your house, your work, and like having somewhere to just go, relax, do your own thing, meet people, like a library, a coffee shop, like whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like those like we lack having that and having that social interaction with people in those places just naturally, that because of COVID, like shutting everything down, keeping
For
people
sure.
in their houses, and now everybody's kind of an introvert now for that reason, that they don't want to go through with that. And it was very easy to just get out of going and doing things and seeing people because of that, that I feel like it's kind of killed the culture in that way. And I was just realizing that as you were talking, and I was like, damn, COVID kind of...
I didn't even think about that.
COVID could have definitely killed it for that reason. Like,
yeah.
And also just like most of our generation, because we're now like in that age of trying to date and like go out and do these things and make it normal again, we had to suffer our switch into adulthood through COVID. I'm pretty sure most of you guys that I saw were going from like, it was like either your senior year of high school and you were going into college, or like
yes.
it was in those years of your high school or like college years that you should have been going out, having fun, being social with these people, and instead it kept you inside and you lost all of those abilities.
The only way you could connect is through
your phone.
Phones, laptops, things like that.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree. My whole thing is, it's been like 3 years. Can we move in the positive direction, please? I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I cannot go through another failed situationship. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I will lose my mind.
I feel like that's like why so many people aren't ready for the serious, like, settle down at this time of their life, because they didn't get to go out, do those things and live their lives and experience. Yeah. And if that's what you want to do, say that. Don't lead somebody on and make them think that they're going to eventually be in a relationship with you, because you were basically leading it up to that point with the things that you were doing, things that you were saying, and you're like, well, hopefully, eventually. Just be honest. If you don't want to actually have a full committed relationship with this person and you just want to keep having your fun, say that. Just say that. I'm sure most people will understand and appreciate the honesty, because when you are just straight up lying to their face and then you ghost them or you lie to them the whole time and you're like, I never said that, or I never committed to that, or I never like told you that, it's like, then why are you giving me all these mixed signals? Why are you doing all of these confusing things if that's not what you wanted? I just don't get it.
Exactly. That's my biggest issue with all of it. It's like, if you want to go out, you want to see multiple people, you want to do your own thing, do that, but just make sure that everybody involved knows and is on the same page.
Exactly.
Like, I recently, very recently, had a situationship, I guess, with a guy who for months For months. We were talking, acting like we were in a relationship, basically, but no label. Anytime I brought it up, I want to ask you, I will ask you. The time's not right. I want to make it special for you. Every single time, I would get that same thing. And if I would start questioning it, gaslighting was involved, for sure. And then until finally, I don't want a relationship.
Crazy.
I'm not ready for a relationship. Just to turn around and get back with his ex a week later. Ooh. But like things like that, it's just communicate your intentions. Don't string somebody along just because you want to make sure you have someone there to fall back on. Don't do that. If you want options, have options. That is okay. That's how I'm living right now. If you want options, have those options. Just make sure everybody knows.
Yes.
Make sure they know.
Just be honest. Communicate.
Exactly. Communication.
I am so heavy on communication. Please, I'm begging people to just speak. Just say what you feel and think. I'm sure most people will understand and appreciate the truth.
And like, yeah, it may hurt them a little bit, especially if they got feelings for you.
Yeah.
But it's going to hurt them a lot less, you doing that, than it is months later.
Where they're
you turning around and being like, this is not what I want. I don't want a relationship with you. That's going to hurt way more because they just wasted months of their life thinking that it's going to be something with you when this whole time you just wanted to make sure you weren't alone.
Mm-hmm. Because after that happens and they don't get any kind of like honest explanation or truth throughout like all of that time, they're going to sit there and be like, where did it go wrong? What did I do wrong? Why am I not enough? It's going to go all back on them, self-reflect on them, because they're going to think they were the problem for you to just leave. I just don't get it. Why put somebody through that emotional pain and turmoil if you could just be honest? Even if the truth hurts, because the truth does hurt. But it hurts less than just being left in the dust and confused.
I would agree.
Because the confusion is going to eat you alive for the rest of your life until you get the closure. But even if you get the closure, it's still going to hurt. But at least you have the truth for you to just move on. At least for me. That's how I like to see it. I like to know everything and the reasons why. Because I will sit on that why
forever.
Obsess
over it,
still
sure.
am. But like...
That's a story for another day.
She has to hear it all the time. But I'm just like... I would prefer to just know every answer. Hurt my feelings. Please, make me cry. I'll get over it within a week if I just knew why.
Definitely.
Anyways.
All right.
I'm passionate about that.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, we are very passionate about that entire topic. Because we both have experience.
Too much.
With
I
it.
hate it.
But...
I'm also under fresh wounds, so we'll just ignore that.
Yeah. If she gets a little... into it.
If I get a little heated, that's why.
Don't ask questions.
Please let me be.
Just let her do.
Yeah.
Let her do.
I'm doing great, guys. I really am.
She's thriving right now. We're both thriving, for sure.
Yes.
All right. So, last topic of the day, because we don't want to keep you guys for literally forever, because we could go on forever.
I don't want to. I love talking.
This is why you're going to get many more episodes from us in the future, because all we do is talk.
I could
that
go
is
forever.
it.
But we have places to be, so.
Places to be. We want to go out to the club
Things to do,
and
places
dance.
to be, people to see.
Exactly. Hopefully cute people.
I hope so.
I really hope so. Anyway, even if there aren't any, we'll still have fun.
I'm going to get some good drinks.
We're still going to have fun because we don't need a man to have fun. We have plenty of that just together.
Because what is it? It's 7 p.m. Friday.
It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no man. And no man ain't got me. Period. Okay, but anyway, on to the actual topic.
Yes.
The actual topic. There is this one TikToker. I wish I could remember his name. I cannot. If I think of it, I'll insert it. He is from the UK, and he is a very big advocate for people from the US, because I'm not sure if you've seen online, people over there aren't the biggest fans of us, which
we also bully them, which I feel is fair.
I don't blame them. I do not blame them one bit, because half the time I hate us too.
Yeah.
But
I'll ride or die for my people if the other countries are hating.
Yeah, he comes and visits all the time, goes to a bunch of different states in the US, and he's basically, his entire page recently has been just disproving things that people from the UK have been saying about us. The main thing that I've noticed is a lot of people have been talking about how Americans and people from the US aren't well traveled, like going abroad to different countries and stuff. Which, yeah, we all want to travel. I want to go.
That's all I ever want.
I want to go everywhere. I want to do a full tour through Europe eventually.
Same.
Let's do it. Let's do it together.
Please.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Maybe that'll be on my vlogs. Guys?
Right. Before we forget, she vlogs and she's about to be posting a new one.
I need to finish editing it, but yes.
Check it out.
She'll be in it. She'll be with me.
I will be in it.
It's a little entertaining. Most of it is me just talking, but
Still,
maybe you guys will enjoy what I talk about, because as I can talk to her, I can talk to myself, guys.
Yeah,
so
she can. Sometimes I'll be doing something in another room in my house and she'll just be out there talking to herself.
That's all I ever do. I love it.
So
check it out.
Yeah,
it's very
be
entertaining.
Be watching for that because
if you like us now, you'll like me there. So
exactly. But
I'll link it.
It'll be linked. Both of our pages will be linked.
Yes.
But anyway, so this guy, all of his videos have been talking about how if you start, let's say you start in the UK and you drive a couple hours, or you start
water between the UK.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a bridge. Actually, let's not start with there. Let's say you start in France. There we go.
Yes.
Land.
Yeah.
You start in France and you drive, let's say, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. You end up in another country, right? And he was talking about the fact that you
can drive an hour, I think, in some countries to another country.
Sometimes it's an hour. In the U.S., most of the time, if you drive 4 or 5 hours, unless you live really close to state lines, you're still going to be in the same state. Like,
I feel like from the top to the bottom of one state is a 4 or 5 hour drive, depending on the state.
Definitely. Like, if you take where we are now, which I will not disclose.
We're very close to the coast.
Very close to the coast. If you take where we are now and you drive about 6 hours west, you're still going to be in the same state. The same state. And I find it interesting that he's just fully arguing with these people in his comments from his own country.
Yeah.
Defending us. Because
how are we supposed to be cultured and know outside of our country when we can barely get outside of our state?
Yeah, this place is too big.
It's too much. I gotta fly 14 hours. If I drove 14 hours, I would be maybe 3 states away. I have to fly 14 hours to get somewhere that's just even slightly cooler than where I'm at right now. Like, it's just to get some kind of culture in me. It's annoying. And I can't do that every day. I wish, but
it must be nice. The people that travel for a living, like travel vloggers,
because it's basically like going on a day trip to another country when you live in Europe and all your countries are right there compact. Yeah, I wish I could. Our day trip is going to a different town that's an hour away. That's true. And then we come back. Like, that's the most we can do in a day trip, because that's just too much to, like, if we wanted to go to a different state, it had to be like a whole planned out trip, because we just couldn't ever.
But no, I just find it funny.
I hate
it. If I think of his name.
Any Brits? Any British people watching us?
If I think of his name, I'll link it, because his videos are pretty interesting. Yeah. Even if, like, the messages that he puts across doesn't interest you, just the way he goes about it is funny. So, if I think of him, it'll be linked somewhere.
We'll remember. If we don't, sorry.
Yeah. It might pop up again in another podcast.
We're literally just 2 girls. What do you want from us?
Exactly.
All I know how to do is cry, yap,
and look pretty.
And sleep, and look pretty.
That's all I know how to do.
And rot in bed.
Anyway, we don't want to keep you here for forever.
I could, but...
She could.
We have to do stuff.
Yeah, we got places to be, and I'm sure you do too, depending on what time you're watching this. But yeah, like we said, we're going to have all of our personal stuff linked down below. Her YouTube page for her vlogging, which I will be featured in quite a bit because we're always together.
The only person I know.
And then my pages for all of my makeup stuff if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
And
stay tuned for more episodes. Subscribe, put on notifications,
comment, all that good stuff.
Because we have lots of topics that we did not get to yet.
And that's just the start of this list. I'm going to think of more by the time we record the next one. But
it's just going to keep coming.
Our goal is every week.
Every week.
Don't hold us to that. Do not hold us to that.
Please, because we work full-time jobs.
Yes.
We have to edit these and then post them. And if we want to keep an actual schedule, it's going to take a lot. Because my schedule changes a lot. Her schedule changes a lot. So we have other things going on in our lives. It's going to be a lot. We are just two girls working with this scuffed setup.
But that's the goal. So just stay tuned. Future episodes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, because I know we've been yapping for a very long time. Yeah. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.